Ladies and gentlemen, today we are diving deep into one of the most misunderstood dynamics in relationships. Why, if she truly loves you, she might ignore you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, Tony, love is about attention, affection, and being there for each other, right? Absolutely, but let me tell you this. Love is not always loud. Sometimes love is quiet. Sometimes love steps back to test, to protect, and to grow. A woman's mind is not a straight line. It's a maze of emotions, instincts, and deep-rooted desires that even she doesn't always consciously understand. If you try to decode her love using logic alone, you will fail every single time. Love is not an equation. It's an energy, a dance, a constant shift between closeness and distance, certainty and mystery, attraction and tension. When a woman truly cares, her emotions run deep and depth creates complexity. She won't always express love the way you expect. She won't always give you attention just because you seek it. She won't always reward you for trying harder. The moment you demand love, it disappears. The second you cling, she pulls away. The more you try to control her emotions, the less she feels them. She is not ignoring you because she doesn't care. She is ignoring you because her emotions are testing something inside her that even she may not be aware of. A woman doesn't consciously decide to ignore a man she loves. Her nature does. Her heart demands to feel something real, something powerful, something unshakable. She needs to see if your presence is strong enough to remain unaffected by her temporary absence. If a woman is truly invested in you, she will not always validate you. She will not always make things easy. She will not hand you her emotions on a silver platter. If she gives too much too soon without seeing your strength, she risks losing attraction. She risks giving her heart to a man who may not be ready to handle it. A woman's love is instinctual, emotional, and deeply subconscious. She won't always tell you what she wants. She will feel it. And if you are not in tune with her energy, you will misread every signal she sends. You will think she's losing interest when she's actually seeking reassurance. You will assume she's drifting away when she's testing whether you can stand firm in your own power. Weak men panic when a woman steps back. Strong men remain unshaken. A man who understands female psychology does not react with fear. He does not spiral into self-doubt. He does not beg for attention. He stands firm, confident, and calm because he knows that real love cannot be forced. It must be inspired. A woman's emotions are like waves, sometimes crashing, sometimes retreating, but always moving. She doesn't want a man who fights the current. She wants a man who understands the rhythm. If she pulls away, it's because she needs to feel the weight of your presence, even when you are not there. If she ignores you, it's because she needs space to process emotions that words cannot express. She needs to see if your confidence is real or if it shatters the moment she looks away. She needs to feel that you are not emotionally dependent on her presence to validate your worth. She needs to know that your strength is not built on her approval, but on something deeper, something unshakable. Most men chase when they feel ignored. They push harder, call more, text more, demand explanations, seek reassurance. They think persistence is the answer, but what they fail to realize is that the more they push, the weaker they seem. The more they chase, the less attractive they become. A woman does not want a man who is desperate for her attention. She wants a man whose presence commands it effortlessly. She wants to feel drawn to you, not obligated to respond to you. She wants to miss you, to feel your absence, to crave your energy. And that can only happen when you have the strength to give her space. A woman's heart is drawn to a man who understands patience, who understands timing, who understands that attraction is not built through pressure but through presence. If she steps back and you panic, you fail the test. If she ignores you and you crumble, she sees weakness. If she pulls away and you lose your sense of self, she loses respect. Respect is the foundation of attraction. Without it, love cannot thrive. Without it, emotions fade. Without it, she cannot feel the depth of desire that makes love last. And nothing destroys respect faster than insecurity. Nothing weakens attraction more than neediness. Nothing makes a man less desirable than the inability to handle emotional uncertainty. A woman needs a man who can stand in his power even when she is distant. She needs to feel that his world does not collapse just because she is not constantly validating him. She needs to know that he is a man of value, a man of vision, a man who is grounded in something bigger than momentary emotions. If she loves you, she will test you. She will step back to see if you chase. She will ignore you to see if you stay strong. She will create distance to see if you break. And if you fail these tests, she will feel something she never wanted to feel: disappointment. Because deep down, she wanted you to rise. She wanted you to prove that you were different. She wanted you to be the man who doesn't fold under pressure. When a woman ignores you, do not react emotionally. Do not assume the worst. Do not drown in insecurity. Instead, recognize the deeper truth. Her emotions are seeking stability. Her heart is searching for strength. Her subconscious is testing the foundation of your presence. And the only way to pass that test is to remain unfazed. A woman is not attracted to words. She is attracted to energy. She is not drawn to empty promises. She is drawn to unwavering confidence. She does not fall in love with a man who begs for attention. She falls in love with a man who commands it naturally. You do not need to prove your worth through constant pursuit. You do not need to seek validation through her responses. You do not need to fear silence, because silence is where the truth is revealed. Silence is where attraction is built. Silence is where she realizes whether she truly values you or not. If she ignores you, let her. If she pulls away, allow her the space to feel your absence. If she stops texting, do not fill the void with desperation, because the man who stands firm in his own presence will always be more attractive than the man who begs to be seen. You are not just another man. You are not just another option. You are the foundation of your own value, your own purpose, your own strength. A woman cannot love a man who does not love himself. She cannot respect a man who does not respect himself. She cannot be drawn to a man who constantly seeks permission to be worthy. If she loves you, she will not always make it easy. If she loves you, she will expect more from you. If she loves you, she will test the strength of your energy, the depth of your confidence, the stability of your presence. And only the man who understands this will ever truly inspire the kind of love that lasts. A woman will never give her heart to a man who crumbles under pressure. She will never trust a man who cannot handle emotional uncertainty. She will never feel safe with a man whose confidence shatters the moment she pulls away. The test is not about games, it is about survival. It is about instinct. It is about proving whether you are a man who leads or a man who follows his emotions into chaos. She is not testing you because she enjoys it. She is not stepping back to manipulate you. She is not ignoring you to hurt you. She is watching how you react when things don't go your way. She is observing whether your strength is real or just an illusion. She is feeling whether your presence is built on foundation or on need. When she ignores your message, it is not because she doesn't care. It is because she wants to see if you will lose yourself over one unanswered text. When she becomes distant, it is not because she has lost interest. It is because she needs to know if you will spiral into self-doubt or stand firm in your own value. Every moment of silence is an opportunity for you to prove that you are unshakable. The weakest thing a man can do is panic when a woman withdraws. The weakest thing a man can do is start questioning himself, seeking approval, and chasing validation. Because the moment she senses that you need her to feel complete, she loses trust in your ability to lead. And if she cannot trust you, she cannot desire you. A woman desires strength, not the strength of muscles, not the strength of words, but the strength of presence. The strength of knowing exactly who you are without needing her reassurance. The strength of remaining grounded even when her emotions shift. The strength of not reacting out of fear, but responding out of certainty. Men who do not understand this fail over and over again. They think love is about always being there, always proving themselves, always seeking confirmation. They think the louder they express their feelings, the stronger their connection will be. But love does not grow from excess. It grows from restraint. It grows from knowing when to step forward and when to step back. It grows from understanding that the more you need her approval, the less she respects you. A woman will push you away to see if you come back stronger or weaker. She will test you with distance to see if you collapse or if you rise. She will create uncertainty to see if you can handle what she feels inside her own heart. Because if you cannot handle her silence, how will you handle her storms? If you break over small emotional shifts, how will you stand strong when real challenges come? The way you react to emotional distance determines whether she sees you as a boy or as a man. A boy begs for attention. A man commands respect. A boy reacts impulsively. A man remains composed. A boy lets his emotions control him. A man masters his emotions and moves with purpose. She is not interested in a man who cannot control his own mind. She does not want a man whose confidence is dependent on her affection. She does not need a man who breaks the second she becomes unavailable. She wants to feel the gravity of your presence even when she is not standing next to you. She wants to know that your life does not stop when she is not responding. She wants to see that you are still the same powerful force no matter what she does. A woman does not want to be your purpose. She does not want to be your obsession. She does not want to be the only thing that gives your life meaning. She wants to be drawn to a man who has already built his purpose, who has already built his empire, who has already built a life so strong that her presence is a beautiful addition, not the foundation of his existence. She tests you because she needs to know if you are strong enough to lead. She steps back because she needs to feel the depth of your energy. She creates uncertainty because she needs to see if your confidence is real. And if you fail these tests, she will feel something she never wanted to feel, disappointment. Because deep down, she wanted you to prove that you were different. She wanted you to show her that you were a man who does not break. She wanted you to be the one who understands the game without being told the rules. Men who lack emotional strength suffocate attraction. They over-explain, over-text, overthink. They try to force a connection instead of allowing it to flow. They confuse love with dependency. They mistake attention for affection. They do not realize that silence is not rejection. It is an invitation to step into their power. The moment she ignores you, your reaction defines everything. Do you chase? Do you beg? Do you get angry? Do you drown in insecurity? Or do you remain calm, focused, and unfazed? The man who understands this game never loses. The man who stays centered in his value never fears losing a woman. The man who respects himself enough to let her feel his absence becomes unforgettable. If she steps back and you collapse, you were never strong to begin with. If she ignores you and you feel lost, you were never whole on your own. If she tests you and you fail, she was right to question your strength. Because a woman is not looking for a man who needs her. She is looking for a man who inspires her. She is looking for a man who remains unshaken by the storms of emotions. She is looking for a man who leads, who stands, who holds his ground no matter what. A man who understands emotional strength does not need to chase. He does not need to prove himself through desperate actions. He does not need to demand attention because his presence is enough. His energy speaks louder than words. His confidence is so deep that silence works in his favor. His self-worth is so unshakable that even when she ignores him, he remains the same powerful force. She does not need a man who folds under pressure. She does not need a man who constantly seeks her approval. She does not need a man who lets his emotions dictate his actions. She needs a man who is stable, even when everything around him is unstable. She needs a man who can handle her storms without losing himself. She needs a man who doesn't just say he is strong, but proves it in every action, in every reaction, in every moment of silence. Emotional strength is not about suppressing emotions. It is about mastering them. It is about understanding when to lean in and when to let go. It is about knowing that real power does not come from control, but from presence. It is about being so deeply grounded in your own value that no shift in her emotions can shake you. When she steps back, hold your ground. When she tests you, pass with certainty. When she creates distance, let her feel it, because the man who can handle the storm will always be the man she trusts with her heart. The man who remains unshaken will always be the man she respects. The man who does not fear her tests will always be the man she desires. She squinted to see if she could better understand what it was and where it was going, but it didn't help. As she continued to stare into the distance, she didn't understand why this uneasiness was building inside her body. A woman who truly loves you is not looking for a man to complete her. She is looking for a man who is already whole. She is not searching for a savior, a controller, or a man who clings to her every move. She wants a man who walks beside her, not one who chases behind her. She needs to feel the strength of your independence, the power of your purpose, the depth of your self-sufficiency. A man who loses himself in a woman's world is a man who will never truly have her heart. If you believe that love is about constant attachment, you have already failed. If you think she will love you more because you are always available, you do not understand attraction. If you believe your presence in her life must be dominant at all times, you are suffocating the very thing that makes her drawn to you. A woman needs space to breathe, to grow, to miss you, to crave your energy. If she never has a chance to feel your absence, she will never appreciate your presence. A woman respects a man who has his own path, his own ambitions, his own vision. If you drop everything the moment she calls, if you rearrange your life just to fit hers, if you make her the center of your universe, she will lose respect for you. She does not want a man who worships her. She wants a man who values himself enough to maintain his own identity. She wants to feel that you have a mission bigger than her, a purpose that fuels you, a fire that burns within you, regardless of her presence. The moment you make her your entire focus, she begins to drift. The moment you lose yourself in her, she starts pulling away. The moment she realizes that you are dependent on her attention to feel fulfilled, she loses attraction. A woman does not want to feel like she is your only source of happiness. She does not want to carry the weight of your emotional stability. She wants a man who is already stable, already complete, already powerful on his own. When she sees that you can stand alone, she respects you. When she sees that your world does not crumble in her absence, she desires you. When she sees that you have passions beyond her, she is drawn to you. A woman is not looking for a man who needs her. She is looking for a man who chooses her without losing himself in the process. If you believe love means sacrificing your identity, you will never hold her heart. If you think that constant availability makes you more attractive, you are blind to the truth. If you do not have a life outside of her, she will eventually seek a man who does. A woman is attracted to strength, not submission. She desires a man who leads his own path, not a man who follows her like a shadow. She respects a man who has boundaries, who has priorities, who has self-discipline. If you drop your goals every time she enters the room, she sees weakness. If you abandon your responsibilities just to gain her approval, she loses trust in your ability to lead. If you make her the foundation of your purpose, she will feel the weight of your neediness and it will crush the attraction. The most powerful men are the ones who do not fear losing a woman. They do not beg, they do not chase, they do not sacrifice their mission just to gain attention. They understand that true attraction is built on admiration, not desperation. They know that a woman desires a man who is focused, driven, and centered in his own value. If she respects you, she will never leave. If she admires your strength, she will never seek another man. If she sees that you are a leader, she will never lose interest. Women do not fall for men who rely on them for purpose. Women do not admire men who abandon their ambitions for love. Women do not stay with men who make them their only focus. The second she realizes that you are willing to give up your dreams just to keep her, she will feel the weight of your dependence and it will destroy everything. A man who sacrifices his own growth for a woman is a man who will never inspire her. A man who waits on her every move is a man she will never respect. A man who orbits around her life instead of leading his own will eventually be replaced by one who knows his worth. She wants to see that you have a fire inside you that cannot be put out by her absence. She wants to feel that your energy is unshaken even when she steps away. She wants to know that your drive, your ambition, your passion for life is not built on her validation. If she ignores you and you collapse, she sees weakness. If she pulls away and you chase, she senses desperation. If she tests you and you fail, she feels disappointment. Attraction is not built on constant attention, it is built on respect. And a man who respects himself first is the man who will always have her heart. If you fear losing her, you have already lost. If you make every move based on how she will react, you are playing a losing game. If your happiness is controlled by her presence, you have given away all your power. She does not want a man who lives for her. She wants a man who lives for himself and allows her to join his journey. The second she feels that you need her more than you need your purpose, the attraction begins to fade. The moment she realizes that her presence dictates your entire emotional state, she starts looking for a man who is stronger. A woman does not want to be your weakness. She wants to be drawn to your strength. She does not want to feel responsible for your happiness. She wants to admire your ability to create it on your own. She does not want to be your world. She wants to feel the gravity of your presence without carrying the burden of your emotional need. If she sees that you cannot function without her, she will test you further. If she notices that her absence destroys your confidence, she will continue to step back. If she senses that you are more invested in her than in your own growth, she will eventually lose respect. A woman needs to feel like she is with a man who is going somewhere, who is building something, who is moving forward with or without her. She needs to see that you have discipline, that you have self-respect, that you have a mission that is greater than the relationship itself. The second she feels that your identity is tied to her, she starts to withdraw. The moment she realizes that your world stops turning when she steps away, she loses the desire to chase you. The most powerful thing you can do is be the man who continues to move forward no matter what. Your purpose comes before her. Your mission comes before love. Your identity must be built before you enter a relationship. If you do not have something bigger than the woman you love, she will feel it and she will push you away. A man who has no direction is a man who will always be left behind. A man who places a woman above himself is a man who will always struggle to keep her attention. A man who relies on her presence for his emotional stability is a man who will always lose. If she loves you, she will never want to be the reason you stop growing. If she respects you, she will never want to be the center of your world. If she admires you, she will never test your ability to stand alone because she will already know you can. She is not looking for a man who needs her. She is looking for a man who chooses her without compromising his own strength. She is not drawn to a man who follows her. She is drawn to a man who leads himself first. She does not desire a man who clings to her presence. She desires a man who remains unshaken in her absence. Here's a powerful expansion of pay point 4. The strength of patience, written to command attention, ignite emotion, and deeply impact your audience. A woman's love is not something you demand, it is something you earn. A man who understands patience understands power. A man who reacts too quickly, who seeks instant gratification, who cannot wait for the right moment, loses before the game even begins. She is not looking for a man who rushes love. She is not interested in a man who needs constant reassurance. She is testing whether you can withstand the unknown, whether you can handle the silence, whether you can remain calm in the midst of uncertainty. A man who lacks patience destroys attraction. He overtexts, overexplains, overreacts. He seeks answers where there are none, pushes for validation when he should be standing still, tries to control what must unfold naturally. He does not realize that love is not won through force, but through presence. He does not understand that true connection grows in space, not in pressure. He does not see that the more he tries to pull her close, the further she drifts away. The strongest men are those who know when to wait. They do not chase. They do not beg. They do not crumble when she steps back. They understand that attraction is a fire that must be allowed to breathe. They know that real love does not need to be controlled. It needs to be trusted. They stand firm, unshaken, immovable, knowing that if she is truly meant to be theirs, she will return on her own. A woman's heart does not open under pressure. It opens under presence. The more you push, the more resistance you create. The more you demand, the less she desires to give. The more you rush, the less she feels safe. Love is not about immediate answers, instant comfort, or guaranteed outcomes. Love is about trust, and trust is built in the spaces between certainty and the unknown. A man who lacks patience is a man who lacks control over himself. If you react emotionally to every shift in her energy, she sees weakness. If you need constant affirmation, she senses insecurity. If you panic at the first sign of distance, she questions your ability to handle the depth of her emotions. Women do not test men out of cruelty. They test them to see if they can handle the reality of love. Love is not a straight path. It is not predictable. It is not always comfortable. And if you cannot remain steady in uncertainty, you are not ready to lead. She is not ignoring you to hurt you. She is not distant because she has lost interest. She is creating space to see if you will remain strong or if you will collapse under pressure. She is testing whether your confidence is real or if it only exists when things are easy. She is waiting to see if you can hold your own in silence or if you will break the moment she pulls away. Because if you cannot handle patience in the beginning, you will not be able to handle the storms that love will bring. A man who masters patience masters attraction. He knows that the strongest presence is the one that does not chase, but that allows itself to be pursued. He understands that the more he trusts the process, the more naturally love flows. He realizes that his greatest power is in his ability to wait without fear, to remain still, without insecurity, to know his worth without constant confirmation. He stands in his power, unshaken by temporary distance, knowing that the deeper the connection, the more time it needs to grow. If you react emotionally every time she steps back, you prove to her that your strength is not real. If you try to rush a connection that needs time to build, you show her that your confidence is fragile. If you let your impatience control your actions, you give away your power before the relationship even begins. She is not looking for a man who needs immediate validation. She is looking for a man who is so secure in himself that he does not need to force what is meant to be. A woman does not respect a man who cannot control his emotions. She does not admire a man who panics at uncertainty. She does not feel safe with a man who lets fear dictate his actions. She needs to know that you are strong enough to hold your ground even when the future is unclear. She needs to feel that you do not need answers to feel secure. She needs to see that you are in control of yourself, no matter what she does. The moment you rush, you lose. The moment you react impulsively, you break trust. The moment you let fear dictate your choices, you destroy attraction. A woman will always be drawn to the man who remains unshaken. She will always be intrigued by the man who does not seek her approval. She will always desire the man who understands that patience is not waiting, it is trusting. Trusting in his own value, trusting in the process, trusting in himself. When she steps back, do not chase. When she takes her time, do not push. When she creates space, do not fill it with desperation. Let her feel what life is like without your presence. Let her experience the weight of your absence. Let her wonder if she has lost something powerful. Because a man who respects himself does not beg for love, he attracts it effortlessly. The men who fail are the ones who try to force what should be natural. They send long messages seeking answers. They create ultimatums out of fear. They try to control what they do not yet understand. They believe that impatience shows strength when in reality it exposes weakness. A man who cannot wait for the right moment is a man who does not trust in his own power. A man who does not trust in his own power is a man who will never fully hold a woman's heart. If she ignores you, remain silent. If she pulls away, hold your ground. If she creates uncertainty, show her that you do not need certainty to remain confident. She is not looking for a man who needs to control her emotions. She is looking for a man who remains in control of his own. The more patient you are, the more she respects you. The more steady you are, the more she admires you. The more you trust yourself, the more she desires you.